What, and not mean to make this political, but what's your opinion on the police in this day and age?
Um, I think at the end of the day, it's the job has got more difficult. As soon as a policeman goes to try and arrest somebody, somebody is there with a camera phone, uh, pointing it at the
Hmm.
bobby, who's struggling maybe to detain that person, and they don't give a thought for what offence is it that that bobby is trying to detain that person for.
Good point.
And for all they know, it could be he's been, he's wanted for rape of a child, and 90% of people would not even think about getting the camera out. They'd help arrest him. So the job has become very difficult. I couldn't do it now out on the streets. It changes, but I remember when I joined the job, the old bobbies then saying, "Oh, job's not what it used to be." So it's one of those things that there is too much political interference in it these days. You have so much justification for your actions that you do, and it's a hard job, a lot harder job to do, I think, than when I first joined. But it's where it goes from there, from now, I don't know. But I certainly couldn't do it now. It's just too much pressure on the individual. You've got to watch what you say. You can't speak to them. They can speak to you, with a gutter tongue, and yet you can't reply back to them and speak to them at their sort of level without somebody complaining that the policeman spoke to them and used swear words and that. So it's just so difficult to do. But I've no real thoughts on it other than, like I say, it's a difficult job, and I sympathise with them. And the, most of the general public still back the police, but it's always this minority now with the internet and all that, that the minority can speak louder than the majority these days. So, and like you take things like the Palestinian thing and the protests and all that, as always happens, people are there protesting peacefully, but there's always some that turn
Hmm.
up, and they don't even understand the cause that they're demonstrating for. They're just there because it means they can have a fight with the police and that. And it's just a shame that that's the way it's got. But how it goes from there, I don't know. But I say this is why the music for me, is it's a total exchange from one area of life to another, and for some of the sites that I get to see from the scenes of crime photographs and that, obviously
Hmm.
some of them are very upsetting. Some are baby deaths, so they're not pleasant things to do, but somebody's got to do the job. And the music for me is my love. It takes me into a happy place as well if I've had a bad day at work, you know. So it's a relief valve as well in one sense.
I can understand the stresses that cops would go under because the moment you said about the someone can just pull out a phone camera, I can't remember which American show, but they've got it in the background of all the arrests with people with phones. Kind of, I haven't got a phone on me. I'll just use this, but they're like this, recording the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And have you ever heard of the tyranny of the minority?
No,
It's
no.
basically what you're saying about like it's a minority that can go and make a complaint. They've got so
Yeah,
much leverage over the majority because they can go and just say this cop did X, Y, and Z, and then it changes, like could ruin your whole day, change whole policies, and it's just like
yeah,
a couple of people from that.
yeah, yeah. It's just the minority that have
Mm.
made change. We've had to make changes for, like, but yeah, it's one of those things. But as I say, the music. is my first love.